Most people live their whole life asleep, but once you notice this, you'll never see life the same again. Awareness is the foundation of every transformation in life. It's the difference between existing and truly living. Most people go through their days on autopilot, waking up, working, scrolling, and sleeping, without ever realizing how disconnected they've become from themselves. They react to life instead of experiencing it. But awareness changes everything. The moment you become conscious of your thoughts, your surroundings, and your emotions, the world starts to look different. You begin to see that most of your problems aren't real. They're reactions to illusions created by fear, comparison, or habit. Awareness is not about controlling everything. It's about observing without judgment. When you start paying attention, you notice how your mind constantly races, how your energy shifts, and how often you live in the past or the future instead of the present. You realize that the voice inside your head isn't always right. It's just loud. And when you quiet that noise, you begin to hear something deeper, truth. The truth that peace, clarity, and power were never outside of you. They were buried under distractions all along. True awareness gives you freedom. Freedom from reacting to negativity, from chasing validation, from living for approval. It makes you conscious of what truly matters, your time, your mindset, your growth. You start noticing the beauty in small moments, the lessons in pain, and the patterns in your decisions. Awareness turns life into a mirror, showing you exactly who you are and what needs to change. It doesn't demand perfection, it demands presence. And once you see life through the lens of awareness, you can never go back to being blind again, because you finally understand that everything you've ever searched for was always right in front of you, waiting to be noticed. Presence is one of the rarest skills in the modern world. We live in a time where everyone's attention is scattered, constantly pulled between screens, thoughts, and endless noise. People wake up and check their phones before they check in with themselves. They scroll through other people's lives while ignoring their own. And the more connected we become digitally, the more disconnected we grow from the present moment. But presence, that's where life actually happens. It's where peace exists, where joy lives, and where meaning is found. When you are truly present, everything slows down. You start to notice things you once overlooked: the sound of your breath, the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of your thoughts. You stop reacting to life and start experiencing it. Presence doesn't mean you stop chasing goals. It means you stop missing the journey while chasing them. You begin to understand that every second you spend dwelling on the past or worrying about the future is a second stolen from your now. Distraction is the silent thief of fulfillment. It convinces you that happiness is somewhere else, in the next achievement, the next purchase, the next validation. But the truth is, nothing outside can give you what presence brings inside. When you learn to be fully here and not halfway, not multitasking, but deeply aware, you unlock a power that most people never touch. Because presence breeds clarity, and clarity breeds peace. The ability to be still in a world that never stops moving is not weakness, it's mastery. The more you practice presence, the more you realize that the moment you're living in right now is the only real thing you'll ever have, and everything else is just noise trying to pull you away from it. Gratitude is the lens that changes how you see the world. Most people believe they need more to be happy, more success, more money, more recognition, but true happiness isn't found in what's added to life. It's found in what's already there. The problem is, we've become numb to the ordinary. We walk past beauty every day without seeing it. We experience miracles every morning without realizing it. Breathing, walking, hearing, feeling, these things seem small until they're gone. Gratitude turns those ordinary moments into extraordinary gifts. When you start paying attention to the little things, your entire energy shifts. You begin to see that life is not against you, it's happening for you. The sunlight through your window, a conversation that made you smile, the fact that you woke up again today, these are not coincidences, they're blessings disguised as routine. Gratitude isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about finding light even when it's not. It's about understanding that every struggle, every loss, and every delay carries a hidden lesson that shapes who you're becoming. The more grateful you are, the less you need. Gratitude quiets the endless desire for more and replaces it with appreciation for what already exists. It teaches you that fulfillment isn't built from possessions but from perspective. You stop chasing happiness and start living it. Gratitude brings you back to the present moment, grounding you when life feels heavy and reminding you that even on your hardest days, there's still something good to notice. It's not the grand moments that define life, it's the quiet ones we often overlook. The cup of coffee in the morning, the laughter of someone you love, the silence that calms your thoughts. Gratitude doesn't change your life instantly, but it changes the way you experience it forever. Comparison is one of the most silent killers of peace. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It makes you look at someone else's highlight reel and question your own progress. It makes you feel like you're behind, like you're not doing enough, like your journey isn't worth celebrating. But the truth is, comparison blinds you from seeing the beauty of your own path. Every person moves through life on a different timeline, shaped by different struggles, lessons, and blessings. When you compare, you lose sight of your unique rhythm and clarity disappears. Clarity only exists when you're focused on your lane. You can't run your best race while watching someone else's steps. The moment you start measuring your worth through another person's success, you hand away your peace. You start chasing what was never meant for you and ignoring what's already growing within you. The irony is, the people you envy often have their own unseen battles, struggles that don't show up on the surface. Comparison fools you into believing you're losing when in reality you're just distracted. True clarity comes from alignment, knowing what matters to you and moving with purpose toward it. You start to realize that success looks different for everyone. For some, it's money. For others, it's freedom, peace, or happiness. There's no universal measure of progress, only personal evolution. The only person you should compete with is the version of you from yesterday. When you stop comparing, you start creating. You stop doubting your path and begin walking it with confidence. You stop looking sideways and start looking forward, and in that shift, life becomes lighter. You see things clearly again, not through the lens of envy, but through the lens of purpose, growth, and self-respect. Life has a way of whispering before it shouts. The signs, the lessons, the opportunities, they're always there, but only the observant notice them. Most people move too fast to see what life is trying to show them. They overlook small details, ignore subtle patterns, and miss quiet moments that could change everything. Observation is not just about seeing, it's about understanding. It's the ability to step back, stay aware, and read between the lines of your own life. The people who notice, who truly pay attention, are the ones who evolve. When you slow down enough to observe, you start to see that nothing is random. The people you meet, the challenges you face, even the delays, they all serve a purpose. Every experience carries a hidden message meant to teach, test, or prepare you. But if you're always distracted, you miss the lesson and repeat the same cycle again and again. Observation breaks that pattern. It gives you the awareness to see why things happen, not just that they happen. Being observant also means reading people,